jina tukufu, nafurahisha, linatutuliza. Malaika mbinguni wanaliimba, usiku na mchana wanaliimba, wakisema Ave, Ave Maria.
My name's Bishop Peter Munguti Makau of the Catholic Diocese of Isiolo. And we are grateful for this opportunity that our media house and our radio station has given us this opportunity so that we can reach to the whole of our Isiolo Diocese, Isiolo County, to explain this year of Jubilee year. Mm-hmm. And now this Jubilee, of course, it is an old, we call it a Jubilee year because it's an old tradition which began so many years ago, where it could, the church could state a particular time where people could come together and people could be forgiven their sins, people could really reconcile, people could also try to, we can call it, try to come to reconcile as brothers and also to convert themselves. So the church could set apart this particular time where the Christians could really, after having undergone through the door of faith and the door of the Jubilee, could enter into the church and really attain the indulgences. And the indulgences are blessings that we receive after having undergone a particular moment of reconciliation, particular moment of forgiveness, particular moment of coming together. So it is something which has always been set apart since long time ago, and that's why it happens each and every 25 years. So the last one was the year 2020, the year 2000, the year of the millennium, and now this the other one which has been opened now 2025. Of course, we had another one which we had the year of mercy, that is 2017, that really the Pope had to open the doors of the Basilica, and also all the cathedrals were opened so that pilgrims could enter and really do this procedure of entering the door, which symbolizes Christ himself, who is opening up his doors to welcome each and every person. So this Jubilee year has also this significance of, like we did yesterday, opening the doors, which is the doors of the church, showing that it is Christ who is opening up to receive us, and we are willing, we as human beings, to begin a new beginning by the fact of entering through this door.
So I believe we're guided by the theme Pilgrims of Hope.
This year we have now, the theme is Pilgrims of Hope.
Yeah, mahujaji wa matumaini.
Yeah.
And you've said through the opening of the door, it's like we are ushering a new beginning. So what is the significance of that theme in our diocese, especially in Isiolo, Yani, where we are located today? There are many challenges we are facing as a county, in terms of even governance and all that, the hali ya maisha vile ambavyo watu wanaishi. So what is the significance of that theme?
Now, this theme is very significant, not only for Isiolo. First, we need to see it from the universal point of view.
Yeah.
It was convoked by, or the one who brought it forward was Pope Francis, with a letter that he wrote at the beginning of the Jubilee, that was begun on the 24th of December 2024 till the 6th of January 2026. It is declared the Jubilee year, and there's a message that he wrote concerning this Jubilee year with the theme that hope does not disappoint. Yeah, hope does not disappoint. And that's why he is calling each and every one of us to be pilgrims of hope. Now, when we talk about hope, as we know, when we look at even in our world, in our families, in our community, in our diocese, in our county, in everywhere, people are losing hope. I mean, there's a sense of hopelessness. People are entering into depression. Let us look at, first of all, in the families, how many families have divorced because, I mean, the situation is very, very difficult. Young people, I mean, they have graduated from the universities, they have their papers, and yet they don't get they don't get employment. Let us look also with even the political situation, be it in our country and also in our county. I mean, people have really lost hope. So with this year of Jubilee of Hope, it is an invitation where we are called, each and everyone, to know that the one who really gives us solution in our lives is Christ himself. He is our hope. And that's why we are calling him the door of hope. And being that is the door of hope, we are now called also ourselves to be pilgrims of hope, so that we can first of all have Christ in our lives, but also bring hope to our brothers and sisters who are really desperate, who have lost, they have lost meaning in their lives. Some even have gone to the extent of even committing suicide because, I mean, the sense of despair is very, very high. So that's why this Jubilee, it is there now to bring this new beginning, new life in our world today.
So now, as Pilgrims of Hope, as a diocese, are there any activities that or liturgies that we have been prepared that we can do to bring out this theme of hope?
Exactly. Now, for example, yesterday we had now the official launching in our diocese of Isiolo. As you might have already witnessed, we came all of us together, the clergy, the Christians together, and we launched this year of hope. It is going to run from yesterday, that is 12th of January, till the 4th or 5th of January next year. So the 4th of January next year, where we are going to be having different activities. Why? Because when you see the diocese is composed, of course, with different groups. We have the CWA, that is Catholic Women Association. We have the Men Catholic Women Association. We have the Children, PMC. We have the young adults. We have the young workers. We have the children in schools. We have the clergy. We have the sisters. We have the prisoners. We have, different groups. So each and every group, we are trying to organize for them to have a particular celebration of the Jubilee, where they are going to make pilgrimage to come to the cathedral, where we are going to have different activities there. For example, moments of confessions which are going to be held there, so that people can really reconcile themselves with God, with themselves, and also with the others. Then we are going also to have moments of pilgrims also outside to visit other shrines, so that people can be renewed spiritually, because the Jubilee has these three elements which are very important. That is the element of reconciliation, to promote reconciliation with God, with one another, and with God, with one another, and also with oneself. Forgiveness, moment that, of course, maybe somebody has wronged us, we need to forgive and also for ask for forgiveness. And thirdly, conversion, where we are talking about the change, where each and every one of us needs now to change his way of life to have a new beginning. So each and every group, because there are so many groups, we are going to organize, and that's why the pastoral office with the lay apostolate this week, that is on Wednesday, we are going to come together, and where they are going to launch to the members of the clergy, all of us together, united, and then now this information is going to go to the different parishes and to the different groups.
So you've spoken about spiritual renewalness. Basically, that's what Jubilee is about.
Exactly.
And you've explained in part of how the diocese will help the Christians.
Exactly.
So when it comes to the clergy, how does that apply to them?
They themselves also, because, when we talk about the spiritual renewal, it is for everybody, beginning even with the Pope, the Bishop, the priest, the sisters, each and every person of us, no? So even they themselves, they're going to have also the moment of Jubilee. First of all, celebrating the the aspect of being called by God to serve the people of God here in Isiolo and also the Universal Church, but also moments also of the spiritual renewal. We are going to have moments of formation, that is ongoing formation for them, different seminars, retreats, recollections, some visits, so that at least we can renew them so that they can also serve the people of God in the best way possible.
Yeah, so the Jubilee ya bado tukiwa kwa tunaangalia hiyo the theme Pilgrims of Hope. In terms of where we are Isiolo, there's the issue of there's no social harmony sometimes.
Exactly.
There's a time where there's insecurity, residents complain and all that. So are there any plans under the Jubilee year, under the theme of the Pilgrim of Hope, that can foster interfaith dialogues and also promote social harmony in the community?
Exactly. You see, one of the elements of the Jubilee is what you talked about, reconciliation and forgiveness. Isiolo as a county is a cosmopolitan county. We even can call it a cosmopolitan diocese, in which we have different tribes, different races, and all these people, we thank the Lord that we are very different. I mean, you can say now we have the Samburus, we have the Somalis, we have the Boranas, we have the Turkanas, we have the Merians, and also other tribes, minority tribes. Of course, we know that the situation, it is always tensed, because each and every person thinks about himself, and we see the other person as an enemy. So this Jubilee is also coming to remind us that all of us, we are children of God, and despite our differences, we need to unite. And that is one of the most major thing that we need always to strive for. We should look for what unites us, not what divides us. So if we begin from the nuclear family, I mean from our families, it is easier from our families to go to the community. From the community, we go to the larger communities, because we can't think of doing reconciliation with the all big communities if we are not able to do it from the basic, that is the family, which is the basis of the society. So first of all is this personal renewal. We are convinced and we do it, this reconciliation. Then it goes to the family, and then now from the family we can call it to the Jumuiya, from the Jumuiya to the community, from the community to the small Christian, to the you can call it the prayer house, and then from the prayer house to the parish, from the parish to the community. I mean, it goes slowly by slowly. I mean, it is a slow, you can't say it's something that we are going to achieve within 1 year, but let us set the ball rolling, slowly by slowly, this element of reconciliation, which is very, very, very important, in our county of Isiolo, diocese of Isiolo.
So you said something that it's not something that can be achieved in 1 year.
Of course.
So how can the clergy and the faithful ensure that this Jubilee year is sustained all throughout, even at the end of it, next year, January?
Yes, you see, it's going to be sustained by the fact, first of all, when people accept, I mean, when there's that sense of ownership that I feel to be part and parcel of this. So we begin, first of all, as we did yesterday, in a very beautiful celebration, very colorful, which everybody was feeling really that there's something new which is beginning in our diocese. So by the fact of entering through this door and through the other activities that we are going to accomplish during the year, this is going to help us, especially to renew, especially first of all the family. And then, sometimes it's just like the mustard seed. When Jesus was talking to us and telling us that the kingdom of God is like a mustard seed, it is something that you don't know. You just plant and it goes growing by itself. You don't even know how. You can't even explain how, because it is God who is working. Because sometimes you can be having so many activities, but there's no result. Or maybe you can have just 1 or 2 or 3 activities, but there's a result. So when you talk about the issue of spiritual awakeness, it is not in terms of the results that somebody can say, but we did this one, so the result is like this. No. In terms of spiritual issues, we just plant the seed and God makes it grow in his different ways that even you don't even understand. No? So our intention is, let us begin it and let us sustain it, because we know that hope does not disappoint. Hope does not disappoint, because that is our belief, and what we are convinced of it as such.
So as a diocese, tukiwa tushaanza celebrate huu mwaka, what do you believe will be the impact of this Jubilee year on our diocese?
So what we believe is that if through this invitation of the Pope, which is not the invitation of the Pope, is the invitation of the Church, that we are called to be pilgrims of hope, the impact is that we are going to, first of all, beginning from the personal point of view, we are going to be reborn again. That is the renewal that you're talking about. And you're going to begin a new life, no? First of all, through reconciliation, which is very, very important. Reconciliation with oneself, because sometimes you might be having so many deep issues that they are deep down in our hearts. We need to reconcile, because as God tells us, no, God does not get tired in forgiving. We are the ones who get tired in asking for forgiveness. So it is to reconcile ourselves with God, reconcile ourselves with one another, with the people with whom we live together, and also reconcile ourselves with God himself. No? Then the second element is forgiveness. If people really have wronged you and they have been holding it for many, many times, maybe it's your wife, is your husband, is your colleague, I mean, you have been holding it up. This is the time also to let it go. Yeah, forgiveness, letting it go. And then thirdly is this new life, the conversion that we're talking about, that we need to begin new life. This is the impact which is really our Christian life. I mean, because if we live like this, it is not something new. We are talking about our Christianity. That's what we are called to, our Christian life, just like Christ himself, when he came to us, he brought this new life. And this is what this Jubilee is all about, the impact that you're longing for.
So to my last question, personally, as Bishop Makau, what does the Jubilee year mean to you?
Jubilee year is really a blessing. It is a gift that the Church is giving to us. The last Jubilee of the year 2000, I was still in formation. Now this one, I'm already a bishop. The other one of 2020, 2050, I don't know where I will be. So that's why you're saying it is a moment of grace that the Church is giving to each and every one of us, so that we can renew, we can begin anew, that we can be reborn to really be good Christians. And by the fact of becoming good Christians, we are also going to become good citizens, because that is what we are called to.
Thank you.
So asanteni sana kwa yale yote ambayo mnafanya kwa kanisa letu na pia hata kwa mitandao yetu. Mungu awabariki kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana na Roho Mtakatifu. Amina.